Sup, everyone. Welcome. It is Super Wildcard Weekend here on the Flea Flicker. We got Joey D over there in his Eagles touchdown sweater. Will the Eagles score a touchdown? We'll talk about that game in a second. But I am Timmy B, and welcome. We are finally here, mid-January. It's time for some playoff football. Joey D, how are you doing today, my friend?
Tim, I'm feeling good. Tim, I'm feeling good. This COVID stuff, it's weak. It's a weak sauce. It could not hold me down. It could not hold the Eagles down. Oh man, I'm feeling good, Tim. No one is picking the Eagles to win right now. I love it. Let's
Well,
go.
rightfully so. But
No.
anyways, before we hop into the games, make sure you hit that thumbs up button to like the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, Joe, we got 6 games now since they added the 7th seed last year. So we got 6 wild card games starting off in Cincinnati Saturday at 4:30. We got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are a 5.5 point favorite. The over under is 49. These two teams played about a month ago, about 4, 5, 6 weeks ago. Bengals went into Vegas, won 32-13. Fun stat: Joe Mixon, 3 games that the Bengals played the Raiders, over 100 yards and at least one touchdown in all 3 of those games. So maybe he makes it 4. But Joe, Raiders, Bengals, give me your thoughts and your pick for this wild card game.
Yeah, I think this is a really good matchup. Two very different teams, and you know, kind of similar to last week's game with the Raiders and the Chargers. I was I picked the Chargers, but I was concerned because the Raiders are just a physical team. I mean,
Mhm.
they run the ball well, they play good defense, and they hit hard. While the Chargers are a little more of a finesse team, so while they're more talented on paper, the Raiders were just able to bully them. I, I'm still leaning the Bengals here, Tim, but I do have a little concern about that just because if the Raiders can out physical the Bengals, then I'm not sure if that's a game that the Bengals can really play. But I don't think that the Raiders have the firepower to keep up with this Bengals offense or the capability to slow them down on their defense. So I think that the Bengals are going to be able to get out to an early lead and score points right away, and the Raiders are really going to be asked to keep up from the jump, and that's really my concern there. But if the Raiders defense is able to keep this close and they can control the clock, time of possession, and slow down that electric offense, they'll have a chance. And Derek Carr is playing phenomenal football, so I'm not counting them out by any means. But right now, I got to go with the Bengals. They're playing so well. They beat the Chiefs, and that offense is just so talented. And this isn't a defense well equipped to slow them down. So, I think it'll be a closer game than when they played in the regular season. But give me the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think this is going to be a close game. Can definitely see the Raiders pulling it off. They're playing some good football right now. Derek Carr is doing basically what he was doing at the beginning of the season when they started 4-0, 4-1. So playing some good ball in Vegas, but I like the Bengals in this one. This is going to be my pick, Joe. I just like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. They don't have a lot of
Yeah.
experience and playoff experience on the roster, but being at home, very casual. They rested last week. They're healthy. They're well rested. I like the Bengals in this one. Now, Bengals aren't very good in the playoffs. Haven't won since like 92, 93, even when they had some pretty decent teams, Joe, but I think they get their first playoff win this millennium.
Joe Burrow is a difference maker. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
culture changer. And, you mentioned they don't have NFL playoff experience, but, just a couple years ago, these guys went and won the whole
Yeah.
national championship for college football. So, they have that experience in big primetime moments. And I don't think that the moment's going to be too big for Joe Burrow.
No, I agree. And that kind of transition to the Saturday night game, we got an AFC East rematch. I guess the tiebreakers, you would say, as they both split this season. We got the Patriots at the Bills. Bills are -4. The over under is 44. Joe, I'm not sure about the wind, but it is going to be very, very, very cold in Buffalo later tonight. I believe it says like 15 degrees, but it's going to feel like zero basically. So there will be a little bit of wind. I don't think it'll be as windy as last Monday night, but you just mentioned Joe Burrow. Mac Jones also experienced in playing in the college football playoff and final. So he too has been on one of the bigger stages outside of the NFL in terms of football games. But is that going to be enough to go into Buffalo again and win this game? Joe, thoughts and who's your pick?
Yeah, it's kind of a toss up to me, Tim. I feel like it can go so many different ways, but Bills offense is really talented. Patriots defense is really talented.
Mhm.
This Bills defense has, flashed, but hasn't been as consistent as in the past. Kind of the same with the Patriots offense. They've gotten better and better, but they just don't have a ton of firepower. So they're going to have to be able to run the ball effectively all night. That's what they've been able to do well. Mac Jones has been able to take care of the football. It's an experienced team, and I have a vendetta against Buffalo, Tim. So give me the Patriots. They know what they're doing. Buffalo's going home, and they're going to be crying, and I'm going to feel better about myself since they lost me all that money.
Yeah, no, and we've been mentioning it for the last month. Come January, you run the ball and you play defense, which is basically what Bill Belichick does.
And the Bills
However,
don't run the ball.
I know, but I'm going with the Bills in this one, Joe. It's going to be a close game. This is definitely the game that I don't feel that great about with my pick, but I like the Bills in this one. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl in the preseason. I don't think I will pick them to go to the Super Bowl. We'll get to that after we pick these games, but I think they can get by the Patriots. So I like the Bills in this one. I mean, this is what Bills fans have been waiting for. It's not Tom Brady, but it's still a playoff game at home Saturday night against Bill Belichick. They want this game. And I'm sure Bills fans will say, maybe we don't need to win the Super Bowl, but we got to win this one. So I'm going with the Bills and Bills Mafia. It's going to be an absolute party up there in upstate New York. Now we're moving to the Sunday games, Joe, and we're starting off at 1:00. We got your Philadelphia Eagles going on the road to the defending Super Bowl champion, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, the Buccaneers are an 8.5-point favorite. The over/under is 45.5. Joe, I'm going with the Bucks. It's Tom Brady. It's the playoffs. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's all I really, really need to say about that. But I know you're going with the Eagles, but talk about this game. What makes you think that you can actually do it aside from you being an Eagles fan?
Well, Tim, when we played earlier this season, the offense had not found its footing. Jalen Hurts did not have a great game throwing the ball. We got down early, but ended up coming back to make it a one possession game. But never really felt like it was out of reach for the Buccaneers. Um, their offense was able to move up and down the field all game. We were not running the ball. I think that this is a completely different team now than it was then. I mean, that game,
Mhm,
I think the running backs got 3 handoffs the entire game,
mhm.
something like that. And now we're the most run heavy and most run successful team in the NFL. We had been afraid of the Bucks run defense because that's what they do. They go all out to stop the run. That's their philosophy. So not a great matchup there, but I think that the Eagles have proven they can run the ball on anyone. If they are confident in themselves, they can do it on this defense too. They're not as good of a defensive front as they were before. On the flip side, I'm very concerned about our defense. Our defense
Mhm.
has not been able to stop good quarterbacks, and not only not slow them down, we've allowed like just unfathomable numbers. Like their completion percentage is over 80% if it's a good quarterback, basically every
And
single time.
the Buccaneers do have a good quarterback.
They do. They do have a good quarterback in Tom Brady, but he's missing some weapons, Tim.
Mhm.
No Chris Godwin, no Antonio Brown. They do have Mike Evans. They do have Gronk. Leonard Fournette should be back, and they have a strong offensive line. That's it's going to be a tall, tall task. I'm hopeful that our defensive line can make some plays, and those Eagles, they're still in Tom's head, Tim. They're still in
Yeah,
his head from
yeah.
years ago. He's I think he's already a little bit rattled, and I think that they're coming. No one is picking the Eagles. I've been looking everywhere, Tim. I can't find anyone who's legitimately picking the Eagles
Well,
from like a national perspective. And I
yeah.
get it, it doesn't make sense on paper. It's Tom Brady, like I think this is the largest disparity in age for a playoff game in terms of the starting quarterbacks. Tom
Sure.
Brady at 44, and I think Jalen Hurts at 23, youngest Eagles quarterback in NFL history. Also, let's not forget this is the first ever number 7 seed in the NFL playoffs, and it's your Philadelphia Eagles.
No,
So,
they had 7 teams last year.
is they really?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I thought no, they added extra game. Are you sure?
I'm very positive.
I thought this year was the first year they added the seventh
I'm
team.
gonna check, but they
Okay, well,
definitely added
if
7
I'm if
teams.
I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, you gotta cut this out. Cut
No,
that. Cut
no,
that.
we're
Cut
keeping
that.
it
Cut that.
in.
You gotta cut that out. Come on, I'll look like an idiot. Come on, please be right. Please
Boy,
be right.
Joe, they ended up having 7 teams last
Oh god,
year.
what an
Yeah,
idiot.
yeah,
Okay, well, the first ever Eagles number seven
Yeah,
seed, so I'll take
how
it.
could you forget that Mitch Trubisky and the Bears were the 7th seed last year?
God, that was that Nickelodeon game, wasn't it?
It was the Nickelodeon game.
Yeah, that's why, Tim. That's why. That was the most. I clearly wanted to purge that memory out. So we'll forget I said that. Tim cut all of that out. Nobody heard any of it. It's okay. I know what I'm talking about. But it's not a good matchup for us, Tim. Like I said, that defense, they go all out to stop the run. That's what the Eagles do well. Our defense has not been able to stop good quarterbacks. Buccaneers have a very good quarterback in Tom Brady. So doesn't make sense, but Eagles have been here before, Tim. Underdogs, no one picks them to win. It's disrespectful. Break out the dog masks, baby. We're coming. The
All right.
birds. It's gonna be a great game. I'm so excited, Tim. Let's
It's definitely
fucking
going to be
go.
a fun game to watch for sure. And you know what? The Eagles could pull it off, but I'm still going with the Buccaneers and Tom Brady in
Jalen
this
Hurts.
one.
If we win this game, Tim, the road to the Super Bowl is clear. And
Yeah,
I mean that seriously. If
and
we win this game, I really think we can win the Super Bowl.
no, I forgot to mention this. The Bengals also have a pretty nice path. Assuming if all goes well, if they do play Tennessee in the divisional round, that's a good matchup for the Bengals. Then we just saw them beat the Chiefs a couple of weeks ago. Now, obviously, that game would be at Kansas City, but still, Bengals also have a pretty decent path that they can get past the Raiders and move on. But enough about the Eagles and Bucks, Joe. We got the 49ers at the Cowboys in the Nickelodeon special. Cowboys are currently a 3.5 point home favorite. The over under is 51. Joe, 49ers are playing some pretty good ball right now, and they're
Yeah,
definitely
they
the team
are.
that nobody wants to see in these playoffs right now. They got Debo, they got George Kittle healthy, and they got the good running game. Their defense is very stingy. They're going to hit you in the mouth. Cowboys, they've been winning some games, but their offense is still lacking a little bit this past month or so. So I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Dallas Cowboys in the Nickelodeon game. I just think Kyle Shanahan, I just think he's going to create some good offensive plays and schemes. And then defensively, the 49ers defense is good enough to contain Dak Prescott and that lackluster offense these past couple of weeks. So I'm going with the 49ers. Joe, I have a good feeling you might be as well, but talk to me about this game and who's your pick?
Yeah, that's right, Timmy B. I'm taking the 49ers. I think it'll be a fun game.
A lot of
Cowboys
slime.
just a lot of slime, baby. Cowboys have not been playing well the last couple weeks. This is not the team that, people thought were gonna be potentially Super Bowl contenders at one point. I mean, talent's there, but it's Dallas, man. The moment gets big, there's a lot of pressure. It's when they crumble. It's when they implode. I can't wait to watch it, Tim. It's just going to be glorious. Maybe it'll be Dak. Maybe it'll
Mm.
be Zeke with the fumble. You know, there's going to be some fighting on the sidelines. Zeke is going to be pissed. Amari's going to be upset. CeeDee Lamb's going to be causing problems. It's going to be great. The implosion is here, and it's in the playoffs on the national setting and against the 49ers, who have been able to take care of the Cowboys historically in the past. So give me San Fran. I feel good. Debo's gonna just go all over them. They're gonna know his name. I
And
love it.
is Debo going to be your pick for Nickelodeon's most valuable player, the MVP?
Yes, Tim. Yes,
I'm gonna
Debo
go.
Samuel MVP.
I'm gonna go with Debo as well. And then the Sunday night game, Joe, AFC. We're moving back over to the AFC. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers finding a way into the playoffs. Thank you to the Jaguars, the Ravens, and the Chargers and Raiders not tying. Well, they're going on the road at the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs are a 12.5 point favorite right now. Over under is 46. They played about a month ago in Kansas City, and it was 36-10 Chiefs, but it was basically 30-0 Chiefs. And then a couple of garbage time scores for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Joe, is this going to be Ben Roethlisberger's last game?
Yeah, I think so,
Yeah. Okay.
Tim. I don't think there's a lot that needs to be said here. Uh, it's gonna take quite a lot from the Steelers to pull this one off. But to be fair, that's what we said about the Browns last season
Mhm.
against the Steelers in the playoffs, and the Browns were able to. So sometimes when you go out there and you have nothing to lose, you play a lot more loose, and good things can happen. And you calling plays that you normally wouldn't call because you don't have a care in the world. It's Ben Roethlisberger's last hurrah. Let's just see what happens. Maybe a Steeler special and they throw a pass to him or something.
Oh
That'd be pretty
God.
cool. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be the Chiefs, and I think it should be a pretty easy game for them. But Tyreek is banged up. I think he was limited or didn't participate in practice today. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, it's not looking like he's going to go. So some concern there for sure, but I think the Chiefs are still well equipped to score points regardless. So I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like Belichick and Brady. Right now, it's January. We got Andy Reid and Mahomes. They're going to find a way to get it done. So I'm going with the Chiefs as well. And now Monday Night Football back in the NFC. We got an NFC West matchup. We got the Arizona Cardinals at the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are a 4-point favorite. Over under is 49.5. Super Bowl's in LA. We got this wild card in LA. Joey D, Cardinals and Rams both split this year, both winning on the road. Cardinals won in about week 3 or week 4 once we thought the Rams were the best team in the NFL, beating the Buccaneers, and then Cardinals just went in and destroyed them. Rams went into Arizona for Monday night about a month ago, and they won. But Cardinals, Rams, Joe, I'm going with the Rams in this one. I really want Matt Stafford to get his first playoff win. He's definitely much deserving of it. I think the Rams are a little bit more well equipped. I like the Cardinals. I think they're good, but they're kind of crawling into the playoffs as well. They were 9-2, 10-2, and they're now a wild card team. Obviously, the Rams played teams like the Lions and the Seahawks, so they had some pretty easy wins, but they did end up winning the division. So I like the Rams in this one, Joe. Hopefully, Matt Stafford can get that first playoff win. Defense got a couple of turnovers last week as well. Jalen Ramsey had a pretty good interception, and we know Kyler Murray is prone to a couple of turnovers or fumbles here and there. So I like the Rams defense to really kind of dominate this game and set the tone, and I like the Rams. Joe, how about yourself?
Yeah, I feel like this is another toss-up. Which of course it's another divisional game
Right.
in the playoffs. So, and of course they split again. So you can't really say one team's that much better than the other. It's really tough to say, but I don't know. Like you said, I think I'm kind of leaning the Rams just because the Cardinals are kind of crawling into the playoffs. They have not been playing their best football recently, while Rams have, they had a little bit of a slump there, but they kind of crawled out of it and are doing a little bit better. So I don't know. It's could go either way. I just feel like this is a game that we've seen the Cardinals lose before. A big game that they have to have. Now it's in the playoffs, even brighter stage, bigger, bigger stage, brighter lights. It's gonna be tough, but I think it can really go either way. I think it'll be a really good game, very back and forth. Um, Two head coaches that are young, innovative, supposedly, and we'll see what happens there. But I don't know if it comes to a big fourth down call. I know Sean McVay is going to make the conservative, cowardly call, so that could be the difference in this game. But I'll take the Rams.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams as well. And that's going to wrap up Wild Card Weekend picks. Now, Joe, uh, bringing up this old post from our preseason show, you said the Bucks over the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I said the Bucks over the Bills. So all of our playoff teams are still alive in the playoffs. Now that we have the
Not for
final,
long.
yeah, that's true. Now that we have the final 14 teams, obviously we'll still keep that pick for purposes, but has that changed a little bit? I guess right now with the final
Oh, for
14
sure,
teams and
for
how
sure.
things are going, who is your Super Bowl and who's going to be your champion?
Oh, Tim. Well, when I made these picks, Tim, I did not factor, and this at the beginning of the season. When I made these picks, I thought the Eagles were going to be bad, Tim.
Yeah, we
But
all
they're,
did.
but they're, we all did. But they're kind of good. And now they got to play the Bucks in the first game of the season. Yo, sorry, Tampa Bay, you're not making it to the Super Bowl. You got to go through Philly. Nope, not gonna happen. I'm picking the Eagles, Tim. Maybe it's the COVID fog. I don't know. Maybe it's because no one else is picking them, and I want to on the record having picked them through thick and thin. I think if the Eagles can win this game, they can beat any of the other teams
Mhm.
in the NFC. And then I've got them facing the Tennessee Titans in the Super Bowl. Tim, that one seed, they're getting Derrick Henry back. Cincinnati is who they'll likely play, Cincinnati or the Raiders. And then probably the Chiefs. We've seen them beat the Chiefs before and, look real good against them in the playoffs. And Titans have just overcome a lot and now, are just in a really good position between getting healthy and having the one seed, getting that bye, home field advantage. I like the Titans in the AFC, Tim, and I like that matchup for the Eagles as well. No, bias there, but yeah, I think the Eagles can beat the Titans, so I picked the Titans to be the AFC Super Bowl contender. But the Eagles are going to pull off the upset, make it all the way to the Super Bowl, win, and here's another prediction: A will be the MVP. Which Jalen? I don't know, Tim.
Oh,
I don't know which Jalen. Could be Jalen Hurts. Could be, dare I say, Jalen Rager. We'll see. I can't wait. But that's my playoff prediction. Eagles go all the way. Sirianni, first year head coach. Jalen Hurts, first year as the starting quarterback. He gets a lifetime contract. No QB controversy in Philadelphia ever again. Dynasty is back, baby. It's just that simple. Let me light it up just, one more time, baby. That's how it goes, Tim. Brooke, isn't that right? That's how it's going to go? She's confident. She loved my Jalen Rager prediction. Actually, she hated it. She's yelling at me right now.
love it, love it. Well, I had the Bucks defeating the Bills in the Super Bowl. I am going to change that slightly. I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs out of the AFC. I still have the Bucks in the NFC. I love the Chiefs
You
to get
fool.
their revenge over Tampa Bay in a Super Bowl rematch. I think they're going to be a little bit more prepared. Bucks are a little bit more banged up. Defense not as electric as it was last year in the playoff run. Team to look out for is the 49ers. I like the 49ers to go into Lambeau Field and beat the Packers. So that could
We
be my board.
barely lost to them week 2, Tim, and we
Week
weren't even
two.
we weren't even the good Eagles week 2. We barely lost to
They
them.
weren't the good
49ers are frauds
49ers.
too.
I
Jimmy
do
G's
like
a bum, but they're better than the Cowboys,
and
baby.
and as I was saying with the Bengals, would not be surprised if both the Bengals and the 49ers made some sort of deep run in the playoffs. I guess those would be my two candidates to do that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. But I do think the Chiefs will get their revenge. But that does it for Super Wildcard Weekend. Joe, any more thoughts or final thoughts before we head in and watch some football?
You know, like I said, no one's picking the Eagles. Everyone's laughing at me, probably listening to this. This
They are.
Homer Eagles fan, whatever. He's not serious. And again, maybe it's the COVID. Maybe there's a little bit of bias going into it. But I feel good about this team. They're playing good football. I don't care. Bless you, bro. I don't care that it's against bad teams. We're about to turn the Buccaneers into a bad team, baby. And you'll all remember this. Just like I was right about Carson Wentz. Bless you again, bro. Why should keep sneezing when I'm going on my tirade right now? My God. Oh yeah, we have COVID. But man, ruined my rant with your sneezing, you COVID wife. Oh man. All right, that's all I got, Tim. Go Birds.
Well,
Screw COVID. I love my wife, despite her sneezes.
hey, you know what? I love it. And it's going to be great on Tuesday or Wednesday once we talk again after the games happen, of course, and we see who is moving on and who is going home and joining me
And
on the
who was
couch.
right? Who was right,
Who was right?
baby?
Who was wrong? But it's going to be a
Can't
lot
wait.
of fun. But yeah, that is Joey D over there. I'm Timmy B. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in a couple of days to see how these games go out and enjoy some football. Bye.
Birds.